नमस्ते दोस्तों, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल कॉल IVD मैन्युफैक्चरिंग। दोस्तों, आज का लेक्चर शुरू करने से पहले मैं आप सभी को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि प्लीज़ डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू लाइक माय वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब माय वीडियो एंड शेयर इन योर वैल्यूएबल नेटवर्क। Doing this activity will not only help me in motivating or it will ratherly help in growing my channel more and more, and it will reach to a dead audience which is in need of such videos. So please do accept this request. So let's start today's lecture, which is a topic called Design and Development Clause 7.3 of Product Realization of an ISO 13485-2016। दोस्तों, जब भी मैं इस क्लॉज के बारे में सोचता हूँ, when I thought about this clause, which is 7.3, which is design and development, the first word which strikes my mind is research and development or the R&D। तो जब भी मैं R&D डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में बात करता हूँ, मेरे दिमाग में सबसे पहले यही क्लॉज आता है जिसको बोलते हैं 7.3 डिजाइन एंड डेवलपमेंट। So you please make a note that whenever there will be a question pertaining to the R&D development during the audits, you need to keep in mind this subclause, which is 7.3, right? So let's start the lecture. 7.3.1 General. The organization shall document the procedure for design and development. It means the organization shall have the procedure in place like SOP for the design and development and the associated record forms or the record sheets or the annexes linked with that SOP, right? I hope this is clear. 7.3.2, which is design and development planning. Now, before you launch any product into the market, the R&D development takes the first lead in designing that product, which is a crucial department, which is a backbone of the company. So first of all, they need to do the planning related to design and the development. The organization shall plan and control the design and development of a product. As appropriate, design and development planning documents shall be maintained and updated as the design and development progresses. So my friends, what does it means? It means कि जो organization है उनको एक डॉक्यूमेंट क्रिएट करना है जिसमें उनको प्लान और कैसे कंट्रोल करना है दिस एंटायर जर्नी ऑफ डिजाइन एंड डेवलपमेंट रिलेटेड टू द प्रोडक्ट, एंड दिस डॉक्यूमेंट शुड गो अंडर पीरियोडिक रिवीजन बेस्ड ऑन द पीरियोडिक चेंजेस व्हिच इज गोइंग टू occur during this phase. So the document should be the living document or the live document, right? It's not a one time creation document. It gets keep on changing as per the change requirements. During design and development planning, the organization shall document these 6 possible factors. What are those 6 possible factors? Let's look on the 6 possible factors. So 7.3.2a, the organization in the document shall define that what are the various stages involved in designing and developing that product, right? They should also define that who will be the reviewer needed at each stage of the design and development. How a verification, a validation or the design transfer activities will be carried during the design and development stages. So the organization should document all these 3 possible areas, the domains. The organization shall also document about the responsibilities and the authorities who will be taking the participation in the design and development. When I say the responsibility and authority, it does not only mean that R&D is going to play a crucial role in designing and developing the product. Ratherly, the cross-functional team, which is a store, quality control, logistics, marketing, sales, production, everyone is going to play an equal important role. Why? Because R&D is not only going to design within their area. Definitely, they'll be taking help of the purchase department to get the raw material within the organization. They'll be taking the help of stores department, how to keep the inventory and so on. The organization shall also document the method to ensure the traceability of the design and development output to design and development inputs. So the organization shall also have the procedure in place where the traceability can be done in terms of either the backward traceability or forward traceability. But mainly the traceability is required between design output versus design input. I hope this is clear, my friends. Why traceability is required? Because this design and development phase now, it requires a lot of experiment. It requires a design of experiment to be carried in order to lock the particular design, right from proof of concept to the final design. So definitely, whenever a iteration have to be like whenever the multiple experiment needs to be get, it will be depending upon the previous experiment conclusion. So there should be a traceability, like what lot number was used, which types of raw material were used, who were the operator from the R&D level who has done the pilot batch manufacturing, and so on, what were the equipment used, all those things. So I hope in 7.3.2 you have understood about how the planning occurs for the design and development by the R&D departments. Now let's speak about an input which goes into the design and development, which is clause 7.3.3. When I say input, it means, let's say if I want to design and develop the RT-PCR product for the HIV, what will be my inputs? Like in order to get the final product, what will be my inputs? Input from the customers, input from the requirements, input from the cross-functional teams, and also on. Input based on the standard requirements, various things. So let's look upon like what are the key crucial input or the key crucial, the factors on the basis of which the input depends, right? The input relating to the product requirement shall be determined and recorded, maintained. This input shall include, what are those input? Your product should be designed and developed keeping in mind the functional requirement, the performance, usability, safety requirements according to the intended use, my friends, right? So let's say if I speak about the RT-PCR HIV once again. So my intended use to diagnose and detect HIV-1 and HIV-2. What is the functionality to meet the intended use? What is the performance? How and what will be the CT value based on the other competitor available in the market? How the user is going to use, like usability, whether it will be a friendly user, whether it will be a difficult to use, whether it will be difficult to operate, like the multiple pipettings, all those things. And what are the safety requirements if some operator or a technician get in touch with any of those reagents or the controls? It could be a positive controls or it could be a negative controls and so on. The input apart from this point shall also keep in mind what are the regulatory requirement and standard for which I am going to place my product into the market. As I told you earlier also, like Indian CDS MDR 2007 for the Indian market, then EU MDR 2007 for the European market, and all those things. Input shall also include the applicable output of risk management. A risk mapping should also be carried once you get the output. The input shall also include as appropriate information derived from the previous similar design. So what happened, my friends? Let's say if I'm going to start my experiment for any X product, but I failed to design this product and the file was closed. Again, I'm going to reinitiate this project after 3 months or 4 months. Definitely when I'm going to reinitiate the project or the similar product, I'm going to keep in mind what loophole I did made in my past project. I'm going to take a learning message from that first project, which will be acting as an input for this subsequent project. The input shall include the other requirement essential for the design and development of the product and the processes. And finally, this input shall be reviewed in adequacy and approved, my friends. I hope this is very easy to understand, like it is very clear, my friends. So the moment we have talked about the design input requirement, let's understand the design and development output, how the design and development outputs occur, which is the subclause 7.3.4. Okay. So whenever you design any experiment on the basis of X input, Y input, D input, or whatever, you need to keep in mind that whatever you align the input, you should get this output around these 4 points. First of all, your all experiment aligned with respect to DOE shall meet the output in terms of the requirement for the design and development. Provide appropriate information for purchasing, production, and service provision. So what happens whenever you conduct the design input or the design experiment, the output which is going to come from that things, that should include this piece of information, right, for subsequent phase of the design and development stages. The output shall also contain or reference product acceptance criteria. The output shall also specify the characteristics of product that are essential for its safe and proper use. So I hope this is very simple to understand, my friends. If I'm planning any experiment related to the RT-PCR and HIV, whatever the output which is going to come from that, I need to specify that the requirements have been met, the intended use. Like I need to define, I need to put somewhere statement. How and what are the lists of raw material, like from which vendor do I need to take it, the model number, the CAT number, the pack size and all. I mean the material which is like oligonucleotides, the primers and all those, the DNTP and everything. And then apart from that, like what is my product acceptance criteria? How much CT value is acceptable? CT value less than 37 or greater than equal to 37. I need to define for the NTC run, for the PC run and all those things. Right. So I hope this is very clear, my friends. And the record shall be maintained. This is very easy to understand. The moment you got the design development output, now question comes for the 7.3.5, which is design and development review. So you must be knowing, my friends, that whenever you do any kind of experiment, review is very essential for any processes. There should be a 2 review or the multiple reviewers, right? So at the suitable stages, systematic review of design and development shall be performed in accordance with the plan and documented arrangements to evaluate the ability of the result of the design and development to meet the requirements, identify and propose necessary action. So दोस्तों आपको तो पता है जो एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे हैं उनके ऊपर उनके बॉस होते हैं, they have the managers, they which review the experiment and they give their conclusion, the feedback, so that the error should not happen in the subsequent stages. Participant in such review shall include the representative of function concerned with the design and development stage being reviewed as well as other specialist personnel. As I told you, my friends, कि it's not only R&D का रोल नहीं होता है design development में, there are cross functional team requirement also, right? तो जो भी प्रोडक्ट R&D बना रहा है उसका QC उसकी स्टडी भी करेगा, टेस्टिंग भी करेगा, प्रोडक्शन उसको पायलट बैच बनाएगा, स्केलेबल बैच बनाएगा, तो सारे रिव्यूअर का होना जरूरी है at a certain role, right? And finally the record shall also be maintained. So I hope this is clear, my friends, right from the general, then planning, input, output and review. Now there are 2 most important stages, sub-clauses, which is 7.3.6 and 7.3.7. What are those? Design and development verification and design and development validation. So दोस्तों, most of the people, like most of them get confused between these 2 words when I ask them the question, what is verification, what is validation? So I don't find the answer appropriate. When I say word verification, दोस्तों आप simple सा ध्यान रखो अपने दिमाग में. जब मैं verification बोलूँगा मतलब cross checking between design input and design output. Like जो output है वो क्या match हो रहा है as per the input और input जो output से match हो रहा है, like verification. Okay, the moment you log a design log, you need to make small pilot batches to prove that you didn't get the end result accidentally, right? It should be repeatable in nature. Verification, simply. This verification can be done at R&D stages only, right? When I say validation, means the design have been locked, proof of concept have been locked. Now I'm going to validate my product as per the customer requirements, like making 3 test batches and all those things, and subjecting under the performance simulation as per the CDC approved laboratories, all those things. So now let's go to 7.3.6, which is design and development verification. It shall be performed in accordance with the plan and documented arrangement to ensure that the design and development output have met the design and development input requirements. So I hope I told you very simple to understand. Like verification will be happen between design input and design output. Simple to understand. The organization shall also have the document in place which will include the method, acceptance criteria and the statistical technique with the rationale for the sample size. So there should be a process like how I'm going to do the testing the moment I make the goods. What will be acceptance criteria, like what will be the sampling sizes for the equal norms and all those things. If the intended use require that the medical device be connected to or have an interface with other medical device, verification shall include the confirmation that the design output met the design input when so connected or interface. Right? So this is very simple to understand, my friends. I'm not going to go in detail. So can we proceed in subsequent subclauses, which is 7.3.7 design development validation? Let's go. Same. Again, for this also you should have the document in place which will ensure that the resulting product is capable of meeting the requirements for the specified application the intended use. It should also include the method, acceptance criteria, the statistical technique, rationale for the sample size and all, as which was in the verification stage. Right? So usually what happens, this design validation is mainly happen on the 3 test batches, okay, and this is conducted on a representative product. Representative product include the initial production unit like batches or their equivalents. The first batches, 3 batches which is produced by the production team, okay. The rationale for the choice of product used for the validation shall be recorded, like what is the reason of selecting those batches, right? It should be recorded. As a part of design development validation, the organization shall perform the clinical evaluation or the performance evaluation of a medical device in accordance with the applicable regulatory requirements. So, any medical device used for clinical evaluation or performance evaluation shall not be released into the market, my friends. Please make a note of it. So, whatever test batches which you are going to make for the external evaluation purpose shall not be released into the market at any conditions, because you are not sure how this product is going to behave in the market. This product was only made for you to validate your product before placing it to the market. Please keep this in mind, my friends. If the intended is required that the medical device can be connected interface, same thing like my friends. Like if there is a requirement that the medical device needs to be connected with certain interface, then that concept should be keep in mind as a part of validation study. So validation is very important, very essential before you place your market into the customer. So I hope this is very easily understandable, my friends. So the moment you validate, you need to transfer your design to the production team or transfer the necessary information which is coming out from the design and development file to the respective cross-functional team. So for this, the R&D head should set up a meeting for the design development transfer. They should tell you what are the information which they will be giving to the cross-functional team. So there should be a procedure in place as to how to transfer the design development. This procedure shall be verified as suitable for the manufacturing before becoming the final product specification. The product capability can meet the product requirements, my friends. So I hope this is very simple and very easy to understand. So all the various stages of the design and development needs to have a proper review system. When I say proper review, it means you are controlling each and every stages. So when I say the word control or design development changes, which is subclause 10.3.9, it means that all the changes before implementing should happen keeping in mind this 4 factors, which is a review should be done on every processes, a verification shall be done, it should be validated and it should be approved. So I hope this is very easy to understand, my friend. The review of design and development changes shall include the evaluation of the effect of changes on the constituent parts and product in process or already delivered, input or output of the risk management and the product realization processes, and the record shall be maintained. So I hope this is clear, my friends. So last, which is 7.3.3, which is a design and development file. So what happened, my friends? The moment you do the design, in the last edit, what will happen at the end? A file will be able to establish. There will be a one file, especially for the design development, which will contain all the information related to the activities performed at the various stages, right? The organization shall maintain a design development file for each medical device type or medical device family. This file shall include a reference record generated to demonstrate the conformity to the requirement of design and development and record for the design and development changes. So I hope you must have enjoyed my today's lecture. Please do like my channel, subscribe my video, and don't forget to share in your network and help me in growing my channel once more. Till then, thank you, take care, bye bye.